Ladies and gentlemen, this is typically the video where I use my inside voice and act like I'm some sort of fucking world leader or something like that. But we're not going to do that here. Not for this address, not for the State of the Music address here in 2014, principally because it ain't just about the state of the music. It's also, as the title suggests, the state of the Coverkiller Nation, because we are going to combine these two topics and speak about them both, principally because there are some things that we need to kind of discuss about what we want to do as music fans here in 2014, but there's also some things that I want to do for you guys and that we should do together here in 2014. Some things that I want to pledge to you. Big changes coming. Good changes, though. Let's start with the state of the Coverkiller Nation, principally because that's what involves you guys. That's what you guys are a part of. Anything after that with the state of the music, that's what we all need to do. That's the message that we really need to tell to the world, because this is something that can help us make 2014 the best damn year in music ever. Something that we can use to help drive music along and continue its dominance and its importance in everybody's life. Here in Coverkiller Nation, though, there's a lot of things going on. The theme of this year, the theme that we have for this address is renewal. Renewal is something that you oftentimes hear whenever people say, I'm renewing my wedding vows, or I'm renewing my pledge to not fucking smoke crack out of a bong that looks like a corncob pipe that, you know, Tom Sawyer used to wipe his asshole. I don't know. This is something where renewal for the Coverkiller Nation is basically me telling you exactly what I have done ever since 2009 and promising to deliver and continue to deliver the best damn album reviews, the best damn lists, the best damn interesting videos that I can here in 2014. Basically, this is my way of saying that 2013 was a phenomenal year and it's only going to get better in 2014, albeit with your help. However, I'm going to do everything on this end, on my end of this chain, in order to make sure that 2014 takes what 2013 did and ups the ante a little bit, which means we're going to be doing another 24 hours of Coverkiller Nation, which means we're going to be doing tons more lists, which means we're going to have another theme week. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be really cool. More discographies on the way. 2013, though, you guys really blew it out of the water. You guys were fantastic. Over 9,000 new subscribers to the Coverkiller Nation channel. 1.5 million individual views. That was really, really cool. So here's what I want. Here are my goals for 2014. Posted about them in the Facebook page. If you're not a member of that, click it now. It's in the description box. It's going to take you right to where you need to go. Like that son of a bitch right now, because it is something that we really, really need to do. Yeah, I'm saying you and me like we're together, like we're some sort of collective multi-brain, but guess what? I'm telepathically telling you to do it, so just listen, because it's awesome. But my goals for this year are pretty simple. More than 2 million views for this entire collective year, more than 10,000 more subscribers, and over 300 videos. Yeah, I know that the views and the subscribers thing seem like I'm just taking what happened last year and just kind of bumping it up a little bit, so let's blow it out of the water. Let's crush. Let's make everything seem totally irrelevant and become the biggest force that YouTube will have ever seen here in 2014. Now, there's a couple of other things that I plan on unveiling for you guys. The first one is a different way in which I'm going to be scoring reviews. As opposed to using a 1 through 10 process, I now plan on using a 1 through 100 process. The reason why is because the 1 through 10, I found myself a little bit trapped into a corner there where I kind of recognized that an album was good, but I didn't exactly feel it to be great, and basically like a scoring system for a high school or something like that, we seem to be really touching the top part of the tiers more often than not, as opposed to, you know, the 1 through 5s. Those were things that were really reserved for things that we already knew were bad because we knew I was bashing them to bejesus before the video even started. So with this way, at least, there's going to be a little bit more of a system of responsibility. We're going to really be handling this like anything from an 80 up to a 100 is something that's fantastic. 60 through 80 is pretty damn good. 40 through 60 is, you know, fair or average. 20 through 40 is something that's pretty bad. And then 0 through 20 is the absolute worst of the worst. So hopefully with the upcoming videos we're going to be able to do that. Hopefully that doesn't, you know, cause a lot of, you know, a lot of confusion while you're hearing bigger numbers all of a sudden. But this is something that I'm going to try out And if I end up liking it, I'm going to keep it implemented. If not, then we'll go back to the old system. So bear with me with the first couple of videos if I were to happen to forget. Secondly, and perhaps most importantly, we are expanding our horizons, nation. We are going even further into the realm of reviewing. We're going to be reviewing some movies. We're going to be reviewing some television shows. We're going to be reviewing some other media, including games. And there is going to be more gameplay. Now, here's the question. Here's the big thing. The big event for this whole entire thing. Is it going to be on a new channel, or is it going to be on the Coverkiller Nation channel? Now, that's actually for you guys who are viewing this video to help decide. In the comment box, along with your other comments about this address, about what we talked about tonight, the very first thing that I want you guys to comment about is whether or not it should be on the same channel or a different channel. That's right, because I know that you guys are here principally for the music. You guys are here because you love to hear me talk about the music that's around us. However, this is something that's going to be a little bit new. It's going to kind of be taking away from the music a little bit, and we don't want that because I still want to talk about music with you guys every day that I can. So, is it something that you'd like to see on this channel all in one location, or is it something that you'd like to see separate from the channel? Because that way you can still get nothing but music on this channel. And since you don't really care about all that other stuff, that's on another channel for other people to view. Let me know. Let me know. Oh my God, I'm choking myself up because I'm too damn excited. Because this is really, really cool and really, really important. And that goes right along with my pledge of renewal because I'm renewing my interest in this whole activity. I'm renewing my interest in this channel and in this lifestyle because I want to include more things. You know, it's not like I don't have plenty that I can review under the Coverkiller Nation moniker. That's for damn sure. It's just that, well, as you grow older and as things happen, you start to realize that there's other things that you want to talk about, and sometimes I do feel as though I'm a little bit trapped in a corner. So, shit happens, and we're going to talk about some more things in 2014. It just is a question of whether or not it's all going to be on this channel, or if it's going to be split between two, which means it's going to be double the Coverkiller. Holy fuck, that's a scary thought. But now, let's get into music. Let's get into the state of music here in 2014. What did 2013 really learn for us? Well, first off, let's talk about what I learned from 2013, and that was the fact that from a selling a music perspective, it was really not a very good year whatsoever. Sometime after March or April, this thing is really, really, really tanked, and this is something that might just be for my area. It might just be for the general surroundings. It may even just be in America. Who knows? But this was something where we really, really do need to continue to buy up the music and everything like that here in 2014, and maybe give a little bit of an extra effort whenever we have a little bit of extra money. Now, am I accusing you guys of being a part of this? Hell no. And the reason for that is because I am seeing through the personal Facebook page and through anything that you guys send me through the Coverkiller Nation page, just tons and tons of great photos of the hauls that you've been getting, the different music that you've been ordering or purchasing. I've been seeing CDs, I've been seeing cassettes, I've seen vinyl. Hell, it's just something that I am very, very proud that each and every one of you is willing to explore avenues outside of CDs, outside of just the basic norms that you see every single day. That is, you know, the principal format in which most bands are going with. I see a lot more vinyl coming out, man. I see a lot more vinyl out there, so this is a hobby that is not just a one-off, just a little blip, a little bouncing, a little peak in the roller coaster land here that is, you know, sales of vinyl. This is something that's for real. This is a real hobby that's coming back, and this is not something that's just for old people, ladies and gentlemen. This is something that is for us. We need to take back the vinyl because it's still some of the purest, best sound that I've ever heard. Not to mention, it really, really looks splendid on a shelf. It's huge, so you get a better view of what the cover art is, not to mention the packaging and all the things that you get along with it. It's really, really cool, not to mention it's something that just blows everything else away. As far as the music that we heard in 2014, hell, we had to expand the best of 2013 into a larger grouping. We had to actually go with 35 with 3 honorable mentions this year as opposed to just the top 30 or a top 25. So we had to go above and beyond the Call of Duty just to accurately represent, at least in my mind, what some of the best albums of last year were. And this is something that probably does not even include some things. There are probably some that I really could have included, however, there just weren't enough spots, which means that probably by the end of 2014, we're going to be talking about a full-fledged top 50 video, which is just absolutely insane. It's crazy, but you have to understand that here in the heavy metal universe, whenever you have a great year that's just stacked with releases, which, by the way, is happening more and more lately, we're getting some really, really great releases from these bands over the course of the past couple years, and I'm not talking ones that are just kind of, man, okay, we're talking ones that are going above and beyond the Call of Duty and really being inventive and new, and that's what we need to continue to do as a community. community. We need to continue to illuminate these different releases, continue to really focus on the ones that are inventive and new, and also maintain our love for that which we already have. Expansion, renewal, they almost go hand in hand here, because expansion is something that helps us build an even further appreciation for the greater art of music, the greater good of music, and everything that music is really able to do for us in our lives. Renewal is something that basically just renewals the idea, reviews the idea, gives us that reinvigorated passion to continue to do that which perhaps we were already doing. Either that or renewing a pledge to do more. Renewing the pledge to do more is the one that I hope that most of you guys take the real oath for. It's something where you continue to broaden your musical horizons as 2014 moves on. Because I know that a lot of you are still very, very young. You do have time. You may not have very much in the way of cash in order to support these artists, but anything that you can do to support these artists certainly is appreciated by them. That's buying merch, going to shows, really just giving them some praise on their Facebook pages. I have to remind you guys that here in 2014, we have so much interactability with the bands that we love, with the musicians that we love. And I know that plenty of you definitely interact with some of these individuals on at least a weekly basis, either that or just on a basis that is somewhat, consistent. However, this is something where we have a great opportunity to be very, very close to the artists that we love, and we also are the ones that are responsible for whether or not the young, budding underground artists get some attention and get a lot of what they deserve, as opposed to just hovering downstairs in the underground forever, even though that is a place where they have become legends. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is an important message for 2014. We must renew our vows, and we must renew our desires, our oaths, our promises to ourselves to continue to be musically minded individuals, to be people that continue to drive this art, that continue to drive all things music, considering this is the most important facet of our life, and this is also the very most important facet of many other individuals' lives, too. It's just something that they don't think about as readily as we do, because, well, for many different reasons of which we can't allude to, because they'll say, you're wrong. We saw a lot of crap in 2013, don't get me wrong. Of course, as usual, 2013 was spotlit by a lot of the artists that we do not like doing the best, principally because that's what popular music is all about. This is something that should no longer frustrate us. This is something that should no longer bother us. This is really something that should no longer be that large of a deal to us. However, it's still fun to talk about it, especially for me, considering I work in the industry, and it's something where I get to talk about some of the different experiences that I've had, whether it be with people purchasing it, either that or the different things that I see in the Twitterverse or the Facebook universe, or, just really in the general universe regarding these guys, because it's all something where, all the world's a stage, and we're all basically players in it, but some players are kind of in the lead role right now, and whenever they flub up a line, either that or they do something that they're not supposed to do, then it's definitely something that we're going to talk about. 2013 also wasn't exactly a great year for rocking the law anyhow. I mean, considering we've already talked in the year in review about Ian Watkins, Tim Lambastis, and all the different people that we've lost, unfortunately, in 2013. 2014 is certainly hopefully a year of renewal for a lot of individuals to kind of, not try to, put a hit out on their wife or not sexually abuse 1-year-olds. Hopefully that's something that's on your resolution list. But here, as we officially say goodbye to 2013 and welcome 2014 in with open arms, the state of music is very much still dictated by the individuals that are within its universe. This is something where we do need to continue to drive the machine. It's something that may seem as though we're just being, lab rats in the consumerism playground, and we're basically we're in this maze and we're just fighting our way to the cheese, as opposed to having to, pay people for route guidance or something like that. But in music, we can't look at it that way. We can't look at music as a hugely consumeristic activity, even though that it is. That's right, we actually have to trick our brains and recognize the fact that what we're doing is actually good for both us and for the artists. These artists aren't necessarily doing this just because, they have high-powered contracts. Okay, some of them are, don't get me wrong. That's definitely something that can be up for debate. However, some of these artists are doing this purely because they have a love for music that is very similar to ours. It's something where we're actually kindred souls, as opposed to being all of that different. The only difference is the fact that they are in the spotlight and they are able to make music that really is, deep within their souls and deep within their bodies, whereas some of us, like myself, don't have the capability. Basically, I can't play a guitar to save my life, and my singing skills are starting to slowly degrade. Hooray! What this does mean, though, is that whenever something comes out that really captures our interest, we should definitely have the awareness to go out and pick it up. This is something where if we hear something in a record store, we need to have the awareness to go and ask who it is and check it out. This is something where we don't need to restrict ourselves principally just to one genre. Even though that genre might be our bread and butter, there's still a lot of other music out there in the independent circuit. There's still a lot of music that is good that is out there that are in circuits that may principally seem to deliver us music that just happens to be crap. That's right, it's not all crap universally. There's still some good eggs out there. Whenever you find a good egg, do not be afraid to pick it up. Do not be afraid to put it in your basket, and do not be afraid to add it to your musical omelet. Not only does that make you a more well-rounded music fan, but it also helps one more artist. Just like it would help one more artist if you got a metal album just because it was a metal album, even though you really didn't want it all that much. Ladies and gentlemen, 2014, as we have illustrated already, is going to be the greatest year in Coverkiller Nation history. Now let's make it the greatest year in music history. Let's continue forward. Let's 100% keep things 100% dedicated to music and 100% dedicated to spreading music. And let us make it our renewal to continue to have the proper resolve necessary, that whenever challenges come, that whenever people say that things are dying, that say that the industry is dying, that say that music itself is something that's on life support and doesn't have much time left, let us have the resolve and the renewal here in 2014 to look them square in the face and tell them, fuck you, you're wrong. If you want music dead, you're going to be awfully fucking disappointed. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a lovely night. I hope that you have the best of 2014s, the best of years. And even whenever things get rough, even whenever bad shit happens and life decides to kick you square in the dick hole, because that's exactly what life does, hopefully we all have the renewal and the resolve to come together and unify and help out our fellow man and our fellow woman whenever they're at their lowest point. Thank you and good night.